look at some of the enhancements that Schneider has made on the intermodal equipment. Some of the items that they've enhanced with the tractor, we'll start with the grab handles. You'll notice that we have an extra handle here on the front, so we can always maintain 3 points of contact. They've colored them yellow to make it more visible at nighttime. Two features in the cab. One is the in-cab fifth wheel kingpin release, so the driver can release from inside the cab using this switch. That way we don't have to hurt our arm or our shoulder pulling on the handle. And the other one is we can raise and lower the height of the suspension. There's an air switch here. So if our container is too high or too low, we're able to adjust the height. Okay, let's look at the front of the chassis now. At the front, you can see that the air lines and electrical cord has been moved from the middle over to the outside, so it makes it easier for the driver to make their connections. And then also that the glad hands do swivel, so when we're turning, there's less stress on the air lines, so hopefully we don't break them. The front corner here of the chassis has been reinforced, so there's less chance of damage to this front corner area, so the pins don't get bent and the locking mechanism doesn't get damaged. And then also the locking pin that goes into the container is tapered, so if the box isn't lined up perfect, the driver can still get the pin into the hole. Next, we'll look at the landing gear. Our landing gear is spread about a foot and a half wider than the chassis down in the chassis pool. So what that does is it allows us to have a little shorter crank handle, and the handle's not wobbling around as much when the driver is cranking it up and down. Next, we'll take a look at the slider release handle. This is the easy pull system. It's spring loaded, so even if there's pressure on the pins, the driver can still pull the handle out real easy. There's, again, less stress on the arm and the shoulder. On the slider rail, the holes are kind of oval shaped. What we found is over time, the plate wears out and the pins don't line up as well. So what this does is, even though there might be some wear, it allows the pin to still go into the hole. Again, less fighting for the driver to get the pins locked. We take a look at the tires. We use Radial tires as opposed to some of the chassis down in the chassis pool. They may still be using bias tires. With the Radial tires, they're safer, less tire failure, that's less downtime for the driver. Also, if you can see inside, we have the automatic tire inflator system. So if the tires are a little bit low, the air system on the chassis will inflate the tires, keeps the pressure up, it eliminates tire failures and downtime again for the driver. Let's take a look at the back of the chassis. You can see we have a textured bumper and a textured step. So on the end of the bumpers, there's a little cap here that's going to keep the driver from slipping off. And then using this step here and the handle that's been added to the door, the driver can safely get in and out of the container. If we look at the back, we have LED lights across the back, and then there's a metal ring around the light and metal rivets. So with the ring and the rivets, that cuts down on theft of our lights. The LED lights are going to last longer, so there's less downtime. And if we take a look at the doors have reinforced welded hinges. So again, it makes it harder for anybody to break into our containers. And also on the inside of this door, you see there's two metal bypass plates. Again, it makes it harder for people to break into the container. Thanks for joining us on this walkthrough of Schneider's intermodal equipment. If you're looking for a driving job, you can go to schneiderjobs.com or call 800-44-PRIDE.